Hi guys, I hope you're good. So let's talk about fat and set. You meet your partner, things are going incredibly well, and you feel okay, you now want to start building a life together, and that means you're going to have to now move in together to sort of test the waters, right? You want to save money and you want to make sure that when you do start your life, you would have sort of given yourselves a head start. What you need to take into consideration is that when you move in together without your relationship being official simoyeng kapa without you having paid lobola, where you are setting the intention now to get married, you may find yourself struggling in your relationship once you live together because your guardian angels are not aware of your union, because remember, you haven't officiated things, or things are not official. So you're moving together, but your family is not aware that you are moving together. Your guardian angels are not aware that you are moving together. So you sort of become open vessels to one another in your household. So even if there are situations or things that are happening in your household where your guardian angels could actually be in a position to protect you, they can't protect you because you are in an unofficial territory, or a territory that is not recognized by them. And then Lemunna, you have given yourself the responsibility of taking another person's daughter into your home or the place that you got together. But Kohenu, they are not aware that you have taken this responsibility of wanting to make a person your wife. And as a result, you are now in this environment together without having involved, but to be link crucial to the growth and stability of your relationship, right? So what then happens is, because you are learning each other, you are trying to find ways to maybe come together and have resources in place to make sure your union grows. Without proper guidance from your guides, you may struggle a lot, and then have a clash of spirits inside your home, because the woman's family is probably fighting to say your son, because everything always happens above, right? So the guardian angels of this person, this woman that you want to marry, will then speak to yours to say, no, your child has taken hours without making things official, so ha amonyala ka mantswe a mangwe wa mo sebedisa, to then be his unofficial wife. And then they will come to, because obviously they know these ones are right. Okay, we know our son is living with your daughter unofficially, but he's trying to put resources in place to make sure the two come together. But her family is always not going to be okay with their daughter moving into an unfamiliar territory without this man officially taking her on as his wife, right? So then they will clash. You guys are taking advantage of our daughter, your son is not marrying our daughter. Then they will probably through dreams try and speak to him to say, hey, marry this person, this is the person that you're supposed to be doing this with, save money. Even if you go to her family and announce that you are living with her, and if he's not getting this push, because sometimes they dream or they don't dream, maybe he's lost the ability to dream, or he doesn't have uncles in the physical who can advise him on what he needs to do, these ones are going to fight him through her. So how do they fight him through her? By her always complaining, "Onyalaning, when are you going to marry me? I've been living with you for 5 years. You're not asking me to marry you." Now she's rebellious. She doesn't want to cook. She doesn't want to clean. She doesn't want to do her duties, what he's always known and probably inspired him to want to marry her, because she's now put in a position where she has to now be against this unofficial structure or this unofficial marriage. And you now have to realize, whilst they are living together, right, they are now kids bahlahang in this unofficial structure. They are getting married, and then some of them actually even give these children this person's surname because they live together and they are hoping to get married one day. But things are still unofficial. He hasn't married her. He's not going to take out any damages because he already lives with his children. Then the children are also getting his surname without him making things official. So she will actually start atsugelwe ke ntwa ka hare or avukele ulaga, because le ndoda ayimshadi, or le ndoda is not showing intention now to want to make him to want to make her his official wife. And as a result of this because he also feel like, you're no longer giving me the peace, I no longer have peace that I used to have in this house. Hey, we're now he doesn't want to go to his house, because he knows when he gets into his home, this one is going to be complaining about minor things that don't make sense, and this will actually push them now to separate, because they didn't receive the wisdom and understanding to know gore, you don't just decide to wake up one day and live with another human being or and live with your partner without informing your guardian angels first. And when you inform your guardian angels, some of them, most of them will usually say no, because they know gore, the outcome of such relationships never end. You're going to have free access to their daughter. The daughter is also giving this person bana who are meant to carry his lineage, his bloodline, right? But she's sort of carrying this bloodline or this lineage without her being acknowledged by his ancestors, right? So it's almost like badala mantwantwani, because they're just playing house, because it's not official. They're just living together, and then eventually they become like brother and sister. Then there's no intimacy in the house. The passion that used to be there and the spark that used to be there eventually disappears, because baba kiwa now to say no, and your daughter, okay, your son is giving your daughter children, but your bloodline is growing because of our daughter, but your son is not doing right by her. And remember, once he doesn't like what he's experiencing on this side, he then becomes probably angry, abusive, and doesn't understand what's happening, because he's trying to retaliate against what he is being shown in the physical, when all this means is that do the right thing, marry this person, and actually make sure that you start building your foundation properly, correctly, in ways that will be acknowledged by both parties. So if you are in that situation where at first when you moved in it was fireworks, it was beautiful, it was amazing, you wanted to be together all the time, you enjoyed cooking for him, he enjoyed coming home to your home cooked meal, and all of a sudden things just sort of die out, that essentially means your relationship is now not approved by your guardian angels, and you sort of have to go back and do things the right way. So I hope that you guys can do things properly, because there's always a where there's a will, there's always a way. So if you are in this situation, try and go back to your guides now, to your family, and do things the right way. If you have to ask for an apology, ask for an apology from her guides, because you could actually lose out on an amazing person that you would have been given, because you just didn't have the foresight to see whether this was actually an issue where guardian angels are arguing against this unofficial structure. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and let's grow our community. Bye.